Hi everybody, Mr. C right here.
Mr. H is over here.
And Doug over here.
Very good. Today we have a very cool talk that we want to share with you. Maybe it's interesting to you. Hopefully you like it. At least it's interesting to me. We're going to talk about
We're going to talk about plurals.
plurals. Yes, thank you.
That's just said.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. So we had a very interesting conversation today with our friend Douglas here, and he brought up something to my attention that I never really pay attention to. But we'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. We're going to start with Chris. Can you share some of the basic rules of plurals?
Okay, so one of the most basic rules for plurals, as we know, we just add s to any noun, right? Like cat, cats, hand, hands, finger, fingers.
Yeah.
Really easy, right? But unfortunately, it doesn't always work, right? If we have mouse, we can't have mouses, especially for animals, right? We have another word, which is mice. But we will get into that more in depth later when we find out that there's other words that change.
Good, very good. Do you have any rule that you want to share for plurals?
Rules for plurals. Use them correctly.
That's a must. That's
You must use them
rule.
correctly. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So how about the other one that, what do we do with the F at the end?
F.
For example, the knife.
Knife, wife.
Knives.
Yeah, how do we spell knives?
Knives.
That's right. So that's the rule right there, my friends. If you're paying attention, if we have a noun that ends with an F, what do? We switch the F, we change it to an
I-V-E-S.
IVS, right? So instead of a knives, we gotta do the knives, right? With the V sound, right? Knives.
And sometimes knives is okay.
If you're making a fun video, right? If you're making a joke, that's a really good one. Anyways, don't listen to him.
I'm only an English teacher. You can listen to me.
He's just
You
having
trust
fun,
me.
okay? If you're his student, you're gonna have a lot of fun, okay? Anyways, yeah, there's another one though. When the noun ends in fe, right? For example,
F-E.
yeah,
Wife.
there you go, wife, right? Well, we don't talk about that word. We gotta be careful. We gotta be careful with that word, okay?
I want wives.
This is Korea. We are in Korea, so you know, and in America, it's not allowed, you know. So, but some other countries,
Well,
it might be allowed.
Some
You know?
religions,
I was just kidding because I can't afford more than one.
So, anyways, for wives, do you know how to spell that? Any ideas? Anybody? Okay. Well, Mr. Chris Howard is gonna help us with that. How do you spell wives?
Wives, W-I-V-E-S. So we change the F to a V again.
Well, F-E, because wife is
F-E.
F-E, right?
So it's knife.
Knife is only F.
No, F-E.
F-E, oh, my mistake. Oh my goodness, that's right, the knife, absolutely. But I gotta save my butt, right? So I gotta say wolf. Wolf is not F-E, right?
Oh, that one's not F-E.
Wolf is only F, right?
Yes.
So, how do we go from one wolf to two or three?
Wolves.
Not wolves, it's wolfises.
There you go.
Wait, my dog barked wolf.
Oh, not wolf. Wolves.
Wolf.
Oh, like the
There you go, there you go.
I think you said my bad.
No, I said wolves.
Wolves. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so how do you spell that?
WLVS.
Yeah.
That's right. So I say my butt, right? Because I have an F, and then I messed it up with the FE, right, wives?
Then there's half.
Half? You mean half?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we put half, the plural for halves? Any ideas, my friends? Come on, we already said if it ends with F, what do?
V-E-S.
We
Halves.
switch the F for VES, right? So
Amen.
it should be Amen. He goes to church, okay? If you hear me, if you go to church, good for you. Anyway, so halves, right? H-A.
L-V-E-S.
So what happened with the L?
I did say H-A-L-V-E-S.
Right, but why don't you say halves?
Go with pronunciation. Why does that happen? See?
Why don't we say halves?
Because you sound like a moron.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
You don't want to sound like a moron. You don't say have.
No, that's right, that's right. No, but there's a reason for that. In English, we have a lot of weak sounds, especially like some of the vowels, especially the E sound, it just drops down really low. In this case, with the F, it also drops down. We don't really have to say halves, so we say halves. Same with wolf. We say wolves, so wolf. Anyways, it's some of the things that we actually learn when we're doing phonics class, and it's very important to pay attention to that. There's also one thing that it's very important when we teach to Korean kids, Korean people. Instead of wolves, there's no bes, right? Wolves, there's no s at the end, because Koreans have the little line that goes like shiat and what do you call that little line that goes underneath that? Like s. What do you call that?
I don't know the name of it.
I just know the sound.
Yeah, the sound.
I think you guys can help us because we don't know much about Korean, but like you might have a question, right? I said we don't know much about Korean, but he looks Korean, so he should speak Korean, right? He actually doesn't speak that much Korean. He speaks some Korean, he understands. But just really quick introduction, please. Where are you from?
My name is Douglas. I was born in Korea, but I lived pretty much my whole life in the United States, bouncing around from Michigan, Florida to California.
That's why he doesn't really know much about Korean. So don't test him. If you do test him, that's cool because he's gonna have to learn. Anyway, so yeah, we had some trouble trying to understand what's the name of that. If you know, you can just hit us up, let us know, and we'll try to learn some Korean. Anyway, so there was some funny thing Chris mentioned before, Mr. H mentioned before about mouse, right? One mouse and two mice, right? And Douglas came out with some funny story.
Yes, well, my son and I, we were talking about how, one mouse is a mouse. And if you get two or more, if you have more than two, it's mice. But if you have a computer mouse and you have one, that is a mouse. But if you have a bunch of computer, does it mean that you have a bunch of computer mouses or mices?
What if you have a mouse and a computer mouse?
Huh?
If you have a regular mouse and a computer mouse,
So you
Right.
put it
are they
together?
mice?
That's a very good question. I don't know.
That's now you're trying to jump species.
That's right.
I think let's just stick with one species. So we know a mouse is mice, but a computer mouse is a computer mouses or computer mices? Or is it a bunch of computer mices? How does that work?
Yeah, if you know, please don't hesitate and let us know. But I believe what he mentioned before, actually before the video, that the computer mouse, it's a thing that has the name of mouse because it resembles a mouse, but it's not a real mouse. It's not the animal. So in such a case, I think it's okay to say mouses, 2 mouses, 3 mouses. But I'm not sure. Please don't quote me on this one because I'm not 100% sure. So we're gonna have to do some research on that. Anyways, Mr. H, this is pretty much the end of this very short video, singulars and plurals, and we'll have some more coming soon. One thing though is if you want to know more, please come to Uncle English or
IND English?
So, and we'll be helping you a lot to go through all of this process of learning the singulars and plurals. And of course, Mr. Howard will be helping us here. He'll be in our support and your support as well. Once again, Mr. C here, Mr. Howard, and
Douglas.
we'll see you in the next one, or you see us in the next one.
Bye.
Peace. All right.